And coming to you live once again, it's your boy Wex breaking the Lawson for another AEW Dynamite review. But before we get to the video, remember to like, subscribe, share, all that bullshit like that. And a new episode of Kayfabe Comparisons coming out this Saturday. Special Indie Spotlight episode where we're interviewing referee John Gray about his many years on the scene of wrestling, death matches, all types of crazy shit. So if you want to check that out, available on all platforms, go check that out. And without further ado, the December 16th episode of AEW Dynamite. And we start off this episode with some really good shit. The Dark Order, baby. Hangman Adam Page teaming up with John Silver and Alex Reynolds, the Good, the Bad, and the Hungie versus Hardy Party. This was a really fun matchup. Basically, the whole first part of the match showed Hangman Adam Page was kind of hesitant to team with the Dark Order to kind of join in with their antics, but they slowly gelled and started working like a well-oiled machine, started whipping ass all over the place. But the thing is, the experience of Hardy Party teaming together of those three was a little bit too much for the other three to overcome, and before you know it, Private Party got Alex Reynolds to the top, hit him with the gin and juice, but Matt Hardy tagged himself in and stole the pin, which it was a little confusing. Everybody was kind of like, what the fuck is going on here? And he starts celebrating extra hard with Private Party when they're looking kind of pissed and kind of confused. His slow asshole heel turning is just, it's slowly coming there. We're going to get it hard. I don't know what he's going to do. He's going to end up fucking somebody over real hard and try to explain how it's alright and how this is the truth or whatever, but we see that little fucky shit coming, Matt Hardy. And I just want to say the star of that match was Alex Reynolds. He really got to show off. I haven't really got to see him do that much shit live on TV, and he really fucked it up in a good way. He really fucked shit up. Not fucked it up, he fucked shit up in the ring. Y'all know what the fuck I'm saying. Hell God shit! And up next we got a quick little backstage segment with MJF showing his New York Times award for Best Performance of the Year of Late Dinner Debonair. And he somehow buried Chris Jericho but put him over at the same time, which is classic MJF. They keep teasing that slow descent to the inner circle that's gonna pop off at any moment. Pop off, you know what I'm talking about, pop off. Gang, gang. Up next, we get a pretty solid matchup. I was very surprised at how good this one was. Cody versus Angelico. I noticed this week Cody did tone down the pyro a bit. I don't know if it was because of the little baby announcement. He's gonna be a dad. He's maybe feeling less asshole-ish, less heelish. I don't know. And they were really putting over the baby on commentary, putting over the baby the whole show. They had the little promo. She came and showed her barely even a baby bump, like was really like pushing it out, like really trying, like really trying to give her something there. But we get it. Like I said, it was a really solid matchup, and Angelico really got to showcase what he could do even more than he did last week with his tag team match. All those cool Mexican submission things. That sounds so stupid, like lots of good lucha things. Fucking idiot. God damn it. And Angelico's really sick. They put over in commentary how he was trained by Ultimo Dragon, and it really showed with all the stuff he was pulling out in the ring tonight. That he was pulling out in the ring on Dynamite. I ought to say tonight. Cody showed lots of frustration in the match because he couldn't really gain control, as Angelico had the upper hand with all those submissions that he was doing. Out of Cody's frustration, he pulled out a fucking sick-ass Cody cutter that he jumped like at least 6 feet, I want to say. Hit him, and then he actually hit him with the 1, 2, 3 in the pin. Not the crossroads, which I enjoy. I like to see wrestlers win with other moves that you don't always see it. It's a pleasant surprise. But after the match, Team Taz came down to the ring and was basically saying, Cody, we're about to come over there and whoop your ass. And the lights went out, and Sting appeared again, but he didn't really do anything. He just kind of stared at Darby. Powerhouse Hobbs was like, I'm gonna get him, and they did like they're holding him back, and he's like, come on, you know, one of those. But that's pretty much all that happened, and Sting walked off, so maybe it'll lead to something with Darby if he's staring at Darby, hopefully. That purple juice goes good down my gullet. We go right backstage for a quick little interview with your boy Miro and Alex Marquez. Miro, I did notice his hair is back to his normal color. He went away from the blonde, and he gets told that he got fined $75,000 for whipping a bunch of officials' asses, $25,000 for each one that he put in the hospital. And he basically tells Marquez, fuck him. Fuck Christmas, it's my birthday, and we're gonna make a big announcement for Kip Sabian and Penelope Ford's wedding next week, and he's just really fucking excited and happy. And we're gonna go from an excited and happy to a goddamn pissed off! We get your boy Eddie Kingston to the ring looking real pissed off, cutting a promo on everybody he hates. He's like, yo, God, fuck you son of a bitch, fuck this guy, fuck that guy. I mean, think about it, God has the worst track record in pro wrestling. He's getting buried fucking in the ring by Eddie Kingston. Him and Shawn Michaels lost to Vince McMahon and Shane McMahon. In the Bible, God came down and wrestled somebody and lost. And then there was that Nigerian priest that said he also wrestled God too. So, and if we go by that, God is 0-4 in pro wrestling.
God's not a good wrestler.
Dude, God has been buried his whole career. But he calls out Pac, he calls out Archer. Lance Archer comes out there, starts whooping his ass. The Lucha Bros come out, start whooping ass too, and Eddie claims that Pac's back there in England, he's not gonna do nothing. And what do you know? Pac comes in the ring and starts whooping ass too. They all start whooping Eddie Kingston's ass. And then eventually, Archer and Pac get each other's throats about who's gonna whoop his ass. I see an ass whooping in the future for Eddie Kingston. That was the fucking worst New York accent, but goddamn, you know what I'm talking about. And up next, we got a very fiery promo from Dustin Rhodes to make up for that shit show he had with 10 last week. He's pissed off at Evil Uno. He says, fuck 7, that's a bad idea. Always been a bad idea. And next week on the New Year's holiday, whatever the fuck show it is, I'm gonna whoop your ass, goddammit, Evil Uno.
Evil Uno's gonna get put in the dirt.
Let's hope it's not a stinker. Let's hope they learn from 10. And one of the craziest clusterfucks of the night, a 12-man tag featuring the Inner Circle going up against Best Friends, the Varsity Blondes, and Top Flight. All the young guys like the Blondes and Top Flight, they were really showing out, really getting to show their skills, especially Brian Pillman Jr. again this week. He got a nice little sequence with Chris Jericho in there. Some good, great things from the youngins. Even Dante Martin did a leg drop, leg lariat, basically from the ground all the way, jumped all the way up to his neck to a leg drop. It was fucking sick. Like, he was, I can't explain it. It was fucking crazy.
He jumped like 10 feet in the air and leg dropped him.
And I noticed JR compared Griff Garrison on commentary to a young Edge, but he called him Adam Copeland, of course, and he really stumbled it and fucked it up, but I knew where he was going with it. And I don't know, did Brandon Cutler get screwed out of this matchup for quoting JR and his shit for burying the flips and stuff? Because he was originally scheduled for this match and Wardlow couldn't be in the match. And then I remember he made that post and then he's just off TV altogether. I wonder if he's getting punished for that, if JR's pissed off, if Tony Khan's pissed off, if anybody's pissed off, or if I'm just looking too deep into this and being fucking stupid. We'll see what happens. And towards the end of the match, Jake Hager picks up, I don't forget who the fuck, which person he picked up, but he was gonna go for one move, then he hit the Wardlow F10 instead, tagged in MJF, and he got the pin. The Inner Circle wins the clusterfuck of 12 men. Somewhere in the concourse area of Daly's Place Amphitheater, we see Thunder Rosa doing a little interview, calling out Britt Baker, saying, you're a stupid bitch with a big nose and fuck you, and then Britt Baker ambushes her from behind, locks in the lockjaw, and then they pour some water in her face and try to rub off all of her makeup and just start talking shit to her. I'm really looking forward to where this feud's gonna go. Hopefully they have a really bloody brawl eventually.
I wanna see some blood, I wanna see some bullshit.
Things are heating up between these ladies. All right, up next we got SCU versus the Acclaimed, new young tag team that is on a 7-match winning streak, and if they win this match, it'll be number 8. It started off with a pretty fun freestyle battle between Max Caster and Frankie Kazarian, and Max Caster had a pretty funny line about Kazarian having hair plugs, and he said, do ya? I popped for that shit. It was a pretty decent tag team match, but it basically showed that SCU's experience was a little bit too much for the Acclaim to overcome, and before you know it, they had to go with the cheating, popping CD in the head with the boombox to get the win. And that leads to their 8th win, moving them up into the 5th ranked position in the tag team division. And they call out the Young Bucks. They call them cucks. And they say, we want a fucking title shot, and you're little bitches and cucks, and then they almost say fuck. And they basically pull the old John Cena gimmick. We know what's going on, but hey, I ain't mad at him. You're allowed to say cuck on TV?
I'll allow it.
Up next, we got the team of Diamante and Elise versus Serena, Deeb, and Big Swole. This is a little matchup that got set up from last week's backstage segment that featured Jade Cargill about ready to break the arm of Red Velvet again, and then they came to make the save, and then they got a little brawl ensued, and then Diamante and Elise joined it on the Cargill side, and yeah, that's how we got this one. That was pretty solid work from both teams here. Nothing special, but nothing really too shitty. A couple little fumbles, but it was alright. And Swole eventually got the win, making Diamante tap with the Clearwater Clover Leaf that she picked up from Dean Malenko, who she's been training with, which is a pretty goddamn good person to train with, if I do say so. He's the man of 1,000 holds. She at least learned one of them. After the match, Vicky Guerrero and Nyla Rose came down and started the beatdown, but before you know it, Red Velvet came out with the equalizer, the steel chair, and cleared the ring of everybody. I don't know where this story is going, but at least we have 2 women's storylines on the show, but one thing I want to ask, what happened to the champion? Sheeta, Abaddon, what the fuck happened to that? They just forget about it this week? Next up, FTR shows up to the commentary desk to bury Jurassic Express they just showed a little promo for. They talk classic shit, they don't like the flips, they don't like the dives, they like the old school shit. To each their own, but I'm looking forward to that matchup, it should be pretty cool. I like flips, but also like other shit too. I'm not Cornette. I can enjoy more than one thing.
And without further ado,
Your main event of the evening, the Cleaner. Kenny Omega taking on the bad boy Joey Janela in a no DQ World Title Eliminator Tournament matchup. And if Joey Janela wins this match, he gets a title shot against Kenny Omega. And oh my god, I thought this match was fucking brilliant. It wasn't what I expected it to be, but it was fucking sick. Kenny Omega and Don Callis had mics and basically did live commentary throughout the whole match, and Don Callis is talking shit back and forth to Tony Schiavone on commentary. Things are getting heated. It's fucking awesome. It's basically they're doing a little Impact, AEW, it's all, the whole feud's building into one thing here. Besides a one-winged angel to a reverse Rana that Joey Janela pulled off, and a goddamn bowling shoe ugly leg drop through a table, which he landed all on Kenny's head, look all fucked up. He didn't really get much offense in this match. Oh yeah, and he hit him with a trash can before the bell even started, but besides that, Kenny Omega basically beat the dog shit out of him and talked shit as he did it. Hit him with some hard-ass hard-ass V-triggers, so hard that it knocked the picture off from TV yesterday. And then he hit the one-winged angel, 1, 2, 3, because nobody kicks out of that. Kenny Omega gets the win, but before he could even start celebrating, Death Triangle makes their way out onto the ramp, and they're like, Kenny, you son of a bitch, we have some unfinished business. Phoenix never lost. He got injured. He never actually lost to you, so he deserves a title shot. And then Don Callis is like, no, fuck that. Wrestlers can't tell the world champion what to do. And he's like, oh, he talked to your boy TK backstage, and he said, you're gonna put that title on the line against Phoenix. And Kenny's like, no, you can't do this, you don't, no. And just basically the show goes off with Don Callis and Kenny Omega bitching and whining and complaining as it goes off air. I thought it was great. Brilliant. I'm loving what they're doing with Kenny Omega. A lot of people online I see hate, and they're like, this is not the old Cleaner. I love this shit. It's fucking great. And what they're doing with Impact, and also how we're going to have Kenny Omega teaming up with the Good Brothers, the old school Bullet Club, coming together again to take on Rich Swann and the Motor City Machine Guns at the next Impact pay-per-view. We got so much good shit on the horizon for AEW, for Impact, for all of pro wrestling. This week's AEW Dynamite episode, I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of 5 to sweets, and the only reason is because I was very confused about what Sting was doing. Nothing really progressed there. We were just like, what the fuck? And the fact they didn't feature the Women's World Champion on the episode to further that storyline. And those two things are the only reason that it didn't get a 5 out of 5. It's your boy Wex breaking the loss in peace.